Good morning, everyone. Today I want to talk about a quality that shapes leaders, innovators, and dreamers alike: perseverance. Life, as we all know, is not a smooth road. It is filled with challenges, disappointments, and setbacks. But what sets apart those who succeed from those who give up is their ability to keep moving forward. No matter how many times they fall, perseverance is often considered the silent force behind every remarkable achievement. While talent, intelligence, and resources are valuable, they alone do not guarantee success. Many individuals with extraordinary potential fail to reach their goals simply because they lack the persistence to continue when things get difficult. On the other hand, people with average abilities who show unwavering determination often surpass those who seem naturally gifted, which shows that perseverance is not just an additional quality. It is the decisive factor that bridges the gap between ambition and accomplishment. It is etsuponehara. When we observe the stories of successful figures throughout history, a common thread becomes evident. They did not allow setbacks to define them. Instead, they used perseverance to push through obstacles and keep their vision alive. Thomas Edison, for example, failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb, but he never accepted failure as final. His story demonstrates that perseverance is not about immediate results. It is about long-term dedication to a goal, no matter how distant success may appear. Without this resilience, even the brightest ideas would remain unfinished dreams. Furthermore, perseverance serves as a shield against the discouragement that often arises from repeated failures. Every challenge or rejection has the power to weaken our confidence, but perseverance helps us rebuild our motivation and move forward. It instills in us the ability to see each failure as temporary rather than permanent. This perspective shift is what enables individuals to stay focused on the bigger picture instead of being paralyzed by short-term difficulties. By refusing to give up, we maintain momentum even when progress seems invisible. In addition, perseverance helps us cultivate inner strength and discipline, which become the foundation for lasting success. Unlike quick bursts of motivation that fade with time, perseverance teaches us the value of consistent effort. It is the reason why athletes train daily, why entrepreneurs keep refining their businesses despite setbacks, and why students continue studying even after initial failures. Success in any form is rarely immediate. It is the cumulative result of countless small efforts. Perseverance ensures that we continue making those efforts until the goal is finally achieved. Life is never a straight, predictable journey. It is filled with ups and downs that test our patience and resilience. Every person, no matter how privileged or talented, encounters challenges that shake their confidence. These challenges may come in different forms: academic failures, financial struggles, career obstacles, or personal hardships. What matters is not the absence of difficulties, but how we respond to them. Challenges are inevitable, but persistence is what enables us to navigate through them instead of being crushed under their weight. The setbacks often feel discouraging because they create the illusion that progress has come to a halt. Many people stop pursuing their goals the moment they face resistance, believing that failure is a sign to quit. However, persistence teaches us that a setback is not the end of the road, but simply a detour. When we approach difficulties with persistence, we see them as opportunities to grow stronger and smarter. Each obstacle becomes a lesson, adding to our knowledge and preparing us for greater success in the future. Persistence also helps to develop resilience, a quality that allows us to bounce back even when life pushes us down repeatedly. Without persistence, the weight of failures can easily discourage us and cause us to abandon our dreams altogether. But with it, we learn to get back up, try again, and keep moving forward. This repeated act of rising after a fall builds an unshakable mindset, teaching us that failure is not fatal and challenges are not permanent barriers. Such resilience becomes a lifelong strength, applicable in every area of life. Moreover, persistence changes the way we view progress itself. Instead of expecting instant success, we come to value steady improvement. Every small step forward, even in the face of difficulty, becomes meaningful. Persistence keeps us focused on the long-term vision rather than temporary setbacks. It fuels us with the patience to continue despite delays and the courage to face failures without fear. In this way, persistence transforms life's unpredictable challenges into stepping stones that ultimately lead us closer to success. Perseverance goes far beyond the spark of temporary motivation that people often feel at the start of a new journey. Motivation can be exciting, but it is also fleeting. It tends to fade when faced with difficulties, distractions, or slow progress. Perseverance, on the other hand, is the commitment to keep working even when the excitement has worn off. It is the ability to stay consistent with our efforts day after day, regardless of whether we feel inspired or not. This consistency is what truly brings results, as it turns goals into habits and habits into achievements. Many people begin their pursuits with great enthusiasm, but without perseverance, their energy fades quickly. For example, someone may start exercising regularly with the goal of becoming healthier, but when the initial motivation disappears, they might stop altogether. The difference between temporary motivation and perseverance lies in discipline. Perseverance pushes us to continue our efforts, even when progress feels slow or invisible. It is about showing up every single day, committing to the process, and trusting that results will eventually follow. Consistent effort through perseverance also teaches us the value of patience. Success in any meaningful endeavor is rarely immediate. Writers do not complete books in a single night. Athletes do not reach peak performance after one practice. And entrepreneurs do not build successful companies without years of persistence. Perseverance ensures that we continue to put in the work during the long stretches where progress is not yet visible. Over time, these small, repeated efforts accumulate into significant accomplishments that temporary motivation alone could never sustain. Furthermore, perseverance creates a strong foundation of reliability and self-discipline. When we persevere, we prove to ourselves that we are capable of staying committed even in tough conditions. This builds confidence and trust in our own abilities. Unlike fleeting motivation, perseverance provides stability, ensuring that our progress is steady rather than inconsistent. It reminds us that success is not about working hard only when we feel inspired, but about working hard, especially when we don't. That is why perseverance is considered the driving force that sustains effort long enough for goals to be achieved. When we look at the lives of successful individuals, one thing becomes very clear. Failure was never absent from their journey. In fact, most of them encountered repeated disappointments and setbacks before they achieved greatness. What sets them apart is not that they avoided failure, but that they refused to let failure define them. Instead of quitting after defeat, they used every failed attempt as a learning experience, a stepping stone toward eventual success. This persistence in the face of repeated failure highlights the power of never giving up. Consider the story of Abraham Lincoln, who failed in business, lost several elections, and faced countless personal struggles before eventually becoming one of the most respected presidents in history. His journey shows that failure is not a final verdict, but merely a part of the process. Similarly, J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series, faced numerous rejections from publishers before her work was finally accepted. Today, her books are among the most beloved in the world. These examples remind us that failure is universal, but perseverance through failure is what transforms ordinary people into extraordinary achievers. Failure often feels discouraging because it challenges our confidence and makes us doubt our abilities. However, successful people view failure differently. They see it as feedback rather than defeat. Each failure provides valuable lessons about what does not work, and with every attempt, they improve their strategy. By adopting this mindset, they prevent failure from stopping them. Instead, they allow it to sharpen their determination. This approach requires courage and resilience, qualities that are essential for anyone who wishes to achieve something meaningful in life. Furthermore, never giving up in the face of failure develops a kind of strength that cannot be gained in any other way. Each time a person rises after a setback, they grow tougher, wiser, and more determined. This cycle of failing, learning, and trying again builds an unshakable foundation for success. Without the willingness to keep going despite failure, many of the world's greatest inventions, stories, and achievements would not exist today. Successful people are living proof that failure is not the opposite of success. It is an integral part of the journey toward it. Positive mindset has the power to completely transform the way we deal with difficulties in life. Where some people see only obstacles and dead ends, a person with a positive outlook sees the chance to grow, improve, and discover new possibilities. This does not mean ignoring problems or pretending they do not exist. Rather, it means choosing to focus on what can be learned or gained from each challenge. A positive mindset acts like a lens that changes the way we perceive setbacks, allowing us to approach them with confidence rather than fear. When faced with challenges, a positive thinker does not immediately give in to despair. Instead, they ask themselves how the situation can be used to their advantage. For instance, a failed exam can be seen as proof of weakness, or it can be taken as an opportunity to identify knowledge gaps and work harder for better results. A positive mindset encourages problem solving and creativity, enabling individuals to find solutions that might otherwise remain hidden. In this way, difficulties become stepping stones instead of stumbling blocks. Moreover, maintaining a positive outlook influences not only our internal mindset, but also our external actions. People who believe challenges are opportunities tend to put more effort into overcoming them. This effort leads to improved performance and ultimately success. Optimism fuels perseverance, helping individuals to continue pushing forward even when the path is unclear. Over time, this consistent effort builds resilience and confidence, making it easier to face future challenges with strength rather than hesitation. A positive mindset also impacts the people around us. When we demonstrate optimism in the face of difficulties, we inspire others to adopt a similar attitude. This creates an environment of encouragement and growth, where challenges are no longer fear, but embraced as opportunities for progress. Teams, families, and communities benefit from individuals who can turn adversity into advantage. In essence, a positive mindset not only transforms personal struggles into opportunities, but also spreads hope and determination to those who witness it. Perseverance is more than simply pushing forward. It shapes important qualities that become the backbone of personal growth. One of the first lessons perseverance teaches us is patience. Success rarely comes overnight, and meaningful achievements often require months or even years of consistent effort. By continuing to work steadily despite delays or setbacks, we learn to wait without losing hope. This patience allows us to endure long periods of struggle while maintaining faith that our efforts will eventually bear fruit. It turns waiting into an active process of preparation and growth rather than frustration. Alongside patience, perseverance instills discipline, the ability to stay committed to a goal regardless of external circumstances. Discipline is developed when we make the choice to show up and give our best effort even on days when motivation is low. It is the self-control that keeps a student studying late into the night, an athlete training through exhaustion, or an entrepreneur refining a plan after repeated rejections. Without discipline, goals remain distant dreams. Perseverance strengthens discipline by requiring us to stay focused and consistent, ensuring that our actions align with our ambitions. Resilience, another powerful quality born from perseverance, equips us to bounce back stronger after setbacks. Life is unpredictable and failures are often unavoidable. However, resilience allows us to absorb these challenges without being permanently defeated by them. Every time we persevere through hardship, we build an inner toughness that enables us to face future struggles with greater confidence. Instead of seeing difficulties as the end, resilient individuals recognize them as temporary hurdles. This ability to rise again and again becomes a defining trait of those who achieve lasting success. What makes perseverance so powerful is how it combines these three qualities into one unshakable foundation. Patience teaches us to endure time, discipline teaches us to maintain effort, and resilience teaches us to overcome failure. Together they create a mindset that refuses to quit under any circumstances. These qualities are not developed overnight, they are strengthened through repeated experiences of persevering when things are tough. Over time, they transform ordinary individuals into people capable of extraordinary achievements, proving that perseverance is not just a skill but a lifelong strength. Setbacks are often misunderstood as signs of failure, but in reality, they are powerful lessons disguised as difficulties. When we experience a setback, it provides us with valuable feedback about what went wrong, what needs to change, and how we can improve. Instead of treating setbacks as permanent defeats, we can view them as opportunities to gain wisdom that cannot be learned from success alone. Every challenge we encounter leaves behind a lesson, And those who are willing to study those lessons grow stronger and more capable with each experience. Viewing setbacks as lessons also prevents discouragement from taking control of our mindset. If we see every failure as the end of the road, we will stop pursuing our goals altogether. However, if we shift our perspective and treat setbacks as temporary teachers, we remain motivated to keep moving forward. For example, a business owner whose first attempt fails might learn critical insights about customer needs, financial planning, or marketing strategies. These lessons make their second attempt stronger and more likely to succeed. Without the initial setback, that knowledge may never have been gained. Setbacks also encourage us to rethink our strategies and develop creativity. They force us to step back, analyze our actions, and search for new ways to approach a problem. This process often leads to innovative ideas that would not have emerged if everything had gone smoothly. History is filled with inventors, leaders, and thinkers who discovered groundbreaking solutions only after facing repeated failures. And by welcoming setbacks as lessons, we open ourselves to growth that goes beyond our original expectations, turning difficulties into turning points. Finally, treating setbacks as lessons builds resilience and humility, two qualities essential for long-term success. Resilience comes from the ability to rise again after failure, while humility comes from recognizing that mistakes are part of being human. Together, they create a mindset that does not fear challenges but embraces them. People who adopt this outlook are not easily shaken by obstacles, because they understand that every setback adds to their experience and prepares them for greater achievements ahead. This attitude transforms the journey towards success into a continuous cycle of learning and improvement. In the end, perseverance is the invisible thread that runs through every story of true success. It teaches us to remain patient when results take time, disciplined when motivation fades, and resilient when life knocks us down. By turning challenges into opportunities and setbacks into lessons, we transform difficulties into stepping stones that lead us closer to our goals. The most successful people in history were not those who avoided failure, but those who embraced it, learned from it, and refused to quit. Let us remember that success is not defined by how quickly we achieve something, but by how determinedly we continue despite obstacles. With perseverance as our guide, every struggle becomes meaningful, every failure becomes valuable, and every dream becomes possible.